All right, and welcome back. We're finishing up with sheet 3 now, which is where we're going to bring the connections. Now, we already talked a little bit about these formulas, but we really want to make sure that you understand how they work and what the difference is, right? So, our two different notations, right? We have our photo notation, which is the number that the N stands for the total number of people in the group, R stands for the number of people we want in the photo, right? And then for P, P is the photos, and C is the committee members, right? So in the photo, it matters the order in which they stand, whereas in committee members, right, it doesn't matter where the person's sitting per se. In a committee room, they're still a member of the committee. Okay, so with the C, the order mattered. With P, the photos, the order matters. With C, the committees, the order doesn't matter. Okay, so that's pretty much takes care of number 1. So number 2 says, suppose that you have a group of Ann, Blake, Charlene, and David. It says, make a list of all the possible 3-member committees. Well, we could make this committee be Ann, Blake, and Charlene. We could make it be Ann, Blake, and David. We could do Ann, Charlene, and David. Or we could do Blake, Charlene, and David. And that's it. We just have those 4 possibilities. Okay, the next one says list all the different ways photographs could be made using 3 out of the 4 people. Well, now the order matters. So now it really starts to get a little bit more difficult, right? Because not only do we have A, B, C, we then also have we could have BCA would be different. We would also then be able to have CBA, that would be different, right? So there are lots and lots of combinations. So we could have ACB, okay? We could have ABC, we could have CBA, we could have BAC, we could have CAB. Right, so those are all the combinations that I can get with A, B, and C. But now I also could have A, B, and D, which then means I can go through all these same things again, right? I could have A, D, and B. I could have B, D, and A. I could have B, A, and D. I could have D, A, and B. And I could have D, B, and A. Okay, then I can go and say, okay, well now if I take out, right, so far in this group I took out my C, which was Charlene, so I put her back in, but now I take out Blake. So now I have A, C, D, and A, D, C. Then I could have C, D, A, and C, A, D. Then I could have D, C, A, and I could have D, A, C. And then finally, right, A's been in all these, so I have Ann's been in every group. I take out Ann, and now I'm just left with Blake, Charlene, and David. So I could have Blake, Charlene, and David, or I could have Blake, David, then Charlene. Then I could have my C, D, B, my C, B, D, and then I could have my D, B, C, and D, C, B. So there's quite a substantial difference, right, when the order matters. I only had a total of 4 up here, but now all of a sudden when I come down here, I have, 3 in each column times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 24, right? So once that order matters, it drastically changes, right, the total possible outcomes. So in general, right, we see that when we're looking at the photos, right, where your order matters, it's so much larger, right? Because you're going to have more opportunities, you're going to have more availability with it. So it's one of those things where you have to kind of look through that and pay attention to that. When does my order matter? When does order not matter? In every situation you're given, right, you're going to have the opportunity, right, to try to determine, is this a combination or is this a permutation? So those are those big C, committee, combination, right? Order doesn't matter. P, permutation. Okay, the order does matter. Okay, so we already kind of cheated and went through all these already. at the ends, but I'm going to kind of go through these again. So remember, for P, the permutation, right, where the order does matter, right, this is where we're going to do, this is n factorial divided by n minus r factorial. Okay, and then for number 5, our permutations is n factorial over n minus r factorial times that r factorial. Okay, so the difference is, right, is this r factorial. Okay, this is what gives us up here, it gives us all those extra combination, or all those extra different varieties that we can't use down here. Okay, this right here is what accounts for that. Okay, that's what tells us the difference between them. Okay, so hopefully that was helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Hope you're having a wonderful night, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.